back on Wrinehill this weekend, 2 nights. I'm not sure what swim this is, 13 is it, or 14. So it's on the, like a little bay on the right hand side of the island as you arrive on the lake. Just to my right hand side, in it's probably 12's water. It's like thick weed in front of it, so I was contemplating going over there, but it's fishing in that weed, but it's absolutely black with fish. There must be 20, maybe even 30, just sat in the weed, just with the backs sunbathing like. But I went round with a few floaters and chucked them in the weed and that, but they're just not budging. They're just sat there, but they're definitely not. They're definitely coming out tonight. So I'm on the nearest swim I can get to them. I have fished this swim before, twice I think it is, over the years. Never had a fish off it, but I do actually. I think I can remember the spot's like and what the bottom's like. But while all the fishes are in the weed there, I am going to have a lead about and see what the crack is. I've lost my e-cig. Who knows where that's gone. Pissed off really. The weather's still red hot, but tomorrow it's supposed to be a bit overcast tomorrow and like 6 or 7 degrees cooler. The air pressure is going to drop. The wind's going to carry on coming the same direction, so that'll not have a big effect, but I'm a bit more confident than I was last time. Let's see what happens. As I say, I'm going to carry on setting up there. The rods are not in yet, they're still in the old hole. I'll have a quick lead about now and then see if I can find some spots, and I shall see you in a bit. I just thought I'd go and get a disposable e-cig before I set up, and as I got to the gate I found it on the floor, and on my way back I just called in at Peg 15 there, just having a look down the side of the island, and there's quite a few mulling about there, so I'm just going to nip back and get some floaters now and see if they fancy a bit. Shall see you in a minute. It's late afternoon now. Rods have been out about 2 hours. I've got my left hand rod just tight down this margin. It goes out about 3 foot, 3-4 foot, and then drops off into about 6-7 foot. I've just got it just to the bottom. It's still tight up to the reeds, but it's at the bottom of that shelf. I did get a couple of liners on that when I first did it, but they've stopped. And then my right hand rod is probably 30 yards out. It was about 5 foot, 5, 6 foot, and then drops off into 10 foot. And I'm just at the top of the hill, and I've fed the top of the hill, and then down the shelf, and then down to the bottom of the hill. It's probably a 10 foot radius, so it gives me 2 options there to fish in 5, 6 foot of water, or go a little bit further left and drop down the hill into 9, 10 foot of water. So I think I'm just going to leave them there now unless something happens, and put a bit more bait over them. So another liner on the merging rod. Have a something to eat now, and we'll catch up before dark. That merging rod where I've just been having all the liners on, just ripped off. Tench. Morning, it's about 7 o'clock now. I didn't do a catch up last night. I was watching the football, England. That time I'd put a bit of bait around the rods after that. It was dark, but there was nothing to report anyway apart from that tench. Had a couple of, it was a quiet night, nothing, a few beeps. But I've had a couple of savage liners again this morning on that merging rod. So something's knocking about down there again, but it's probably tench again. The massive temperature drop this morning. It's actually pretty nippy. I just sat out in the wind, what's like an easterly wind, what's blowing there. And it's cloud cover, overcast. It's not showing any rain till tonight, but looking at the sky, it looks like it might put a bit down. So I'm going to have a bit of breakfast now, and I'll redo the rods, but it's looking a lot better for a daytime bite now. We'll see what happens. Catch you later. The bailiff told me about a spot yesterday over him. It's actually in Peg 12's water, but there was a lad on there yesterday floater fishing. But he's gone now, so I'll have a bit of breakfast now, and then have a head about on there and have a see what's there. See you later. Quick catch up, nothing's happened. It's about 5 o'clock now. Got done up an horse flies today when I got here and it's itching. I put the rattan rod on the spot what the bailiff told me about yesterday. I've had a couple of llamas, but I don't think they care because it was tense, so I've been putting bait on that all day, just pelleting 12mm boilers. With them being 12mm boilers, like everything eats them, so I've just been keeping it going in regular. And the left hand rod, I've moved off that merge in there and put it over to the overhanging tree. Well, just off it, that's clear, quite a nice clear spot there, so I can still use my wafter rig. I can feed that from just walking around and just throwing it in, just trying to keep the disturbance down. But still, nothing's happened. I think there's been one curve out all weekend on the floaters. So I was talking to Andy early on, he's had nothing. That's from a big roach. Tench. There's been 2 big roach out. Another lad right corners had one as well. But I've just had that one tench. Well, loads of llamas like, but it's really catching tench. But so I'm going to have something to eat again. Well, not another hour or so. I'll have something to eat and then I'll probably bring the rods in and redo them, put them out for the night then, and that'll be it. Just leave them then until it's warm time. See you later.
E a novinha vai, fica de 4, fica de 4, fica de 4, fica de mimi, fica de 4, fica de 4, fica de 4, fica de 4, fica de 4,
Quick catch up now before it goes dark. The rattan rod is still on that same spot what Andy told me about. Left it on that. But my left hand rod where I had over to the tree, well, it was just past the tree. There's a fella's come on peg 15 there, so he can't actually fish that water because there's a big tree in the way, but it's a bit out of order, no fishing up to there and cutting them off, so I've moved that back over onto the original spot where I had my rattan rod. When I was at the top of the hill, I've now dropped it down into the 10-foot water, only because I've been putting bait there, so see what happens. I've just spilled a load of pellet on the floor. The boat opened when I was picking it up, so I'm going to be plagued with rats tonight, hence the old rat killer. So if I don't see you again now, I'll just have a quick catch up in the morning before I get off. But feeling quite confident tonight, to be honest with you, with this pressure dropping now, and well, it's supposed to be cloud cover, but it cleared up, but it looks like it's clouding back over again now. So hopefully, tonight is the night. Let us. Morning. No fish again last night. It's looking like a blank. It's about 7 o'clock now in the morning. Had a bit of, well, I don't know what happened this morning. Well, it was just coming light, so 4 o'clock, something like that. The rattan rod pulled up tight, Jumped out of the bed, come running down, and the rod tip was just, they weren't taking any alarm, it was just knocking. Not a tench. So I picked the rod up, felt a little tiny bit of tension, and then just coming back, it had just been cut off. So I don't know what happened there, but all I can think is there's a snag or something down there what's got zebra mussels on, and my alarm was touching that, and then as I pull tight, it's just cut me off. Or it was a park swum into the line, and then that's what I pulled the bobbin up, as the park's just moving with the line in its mouth, and then as I put tension on, it's just cut it off. But anyway, I just couldn't be arsed, so I just threw my rod in the bush there and then got back in bed. I got up about 5 o'clock, half 5, and my third rod was still set up with the adjustable zig from last time I was on. So I just lobbed that out there into the 10 foot, and I'm not seeing anything in. There's quite a bit of fizzing going on, but I think they're just tench everywhere. So it's looking like a blank. The sky's going grey. I was going to stay on till about 9 o'clock, but I'm going to start packing up now and see if I can get everything at least loaded onto the barrow before it pisses down. So about 6 o'clock this morning, I saw my missus was online, like, so I just messaged her and she said that the rain had woke her up. So it's definitely on its way, heavy rain that sounds of it. So I shall, if nothing happens in the next half an hour or whatever, I shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, lads.
Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just want